Hello and welcome to my review of the ORKS Warbiker Mob. One of these sets will set you back £27.50. It's quite a large amount of money to drop on 3 bike models. However, I would count yourself very lucky in that they are not 3 Primaris Outriders, which will set you back another £9, and they are only easy to build push to fit miniatures. These, there's lots of customization, you get a fair number of spare parts. In the Outrider set you don't get any spare parts. The only downside about this kit is I would say they are a bit tricky to build. To get right, I would suggest you paint the orcs before you put them on the bikes too. And it's an old kit, so the instructions aren't the best. They're just in the black and white. I don't think that they're numbered, and it can be a bit tricky to work out which parts go to which orc. First of all, we'll have a look at the detail on the models, then we'll go through some size comparisons, and finally we'll discuss all of the rules. So this is the ORK Warbiker Mob. He's a bit bigger than the rest. He's given him a bigger head. He's got this huge chopper thing. He's got this big skull on the front. You could call him a war boss maybe, but Forge World do a separate orc war boss on bike, which I would suggest you pick up instead, because that is a fair bit bigger and there's a lot more detail. I like the kind of tank track he's got going at the back. That would slow him down. No, there's no way, but it would give him a bit more stability. I have actually glued on the Gretchen on the back. You don't have to, that's optional, but he's got the twin big shooters. I haven't bothered with some of the mold lines on these. I just wanted to get them done and ready for this review. So that's the Warbiker Mob. You've got the normal Warbikers, and they're all slightly different in their bikes and the tyres as well, and the way their weapons are orientated. You can give them this big pipe thing, part of a drive shaft, I guess that he's holding. So yeah, he's even got this sight reticle thing, and then you've got this Warbiker too. Again, a little bit different, giving him a crash helmet and some goggles, but then his sight is obscured by this big grab rail bar thing, which, yeah, don't really need that at all. But he's holding this this chain here, about to whip someone with this chain as he gets into close combat. So that's the Warbikers. I'll go through the spare parts, of which you get these, still more spare parts than the Outrider set. You get a power claw, you get pistols, you get different arms, you get different poles, you get different melee weapon, this pipe with nails through it, different head, and you know, some armor plating for the shoulders. I think I actually used a couple of the armor plating on these orcs, but that's it for the spare parts. Not a huge amount, but you know, because these are customizable models, you can easily use those parts in the rest of your orc army. Speaking of which, that leads us on to the size comparisons, and straight away I want to get in there quick and show you a comparison next to the Death Killer War Trike. This massive you know, trike vehicle on a big base. They go really well with him. You know, even like 6 of them surrounding him works incredibly well. And if you're after a fast attack, fast moving orc force, then yeah, don't leave home without one of these. This War Trike really fits the feel of these bikers, and doesn't necessarily break the bank. I think it's £30 for this War Trike, and of course, you know, the £26, you've got £56, so less than £60. You've got the good start to a force there. Compared to one of the buggies, I've got the Rucker Truck Squig buggy. Again, the bikes go really well with any of the buggies that you could want to pick up. Comparing these bikes to the size of my knob, got him right here. Yeah, knobs look pretty big next to them all, especially this Warbiker Mob. But comparing them to other orc models, they are, yeah, relative in size. I mean, even the little Gretchen on the back is relative to this Gretchen. And you know, the actual boys themselves are similar size, probably a little bit bigger than the oldish Ork boys there. Final comparisons I want to make is just with a couple of bikes. I've got a normal Space Marine bike, which does look, yeah, quite small next to an Ork bike, but I do actually own the Outriders, which is the ones I've been talking about on these bigger oval bases, and they don't look that much bigger than these Ork bikes. Truth be told, they are a little bit longer, bit thicker, but yeah, the Ork bikes don't look tiny next to them, and I thought they would. Certainly not as small as these Space Marine bikes, at least. Anyway, I thought I'd give you that comparison with some bikes. I think that's quite useful. And then the final comparison I always like to make is just with the Imperial models. So we've got Primaris on the right, we've got Space Marine on the left, and then Sly Marbo in the middle. And as you can see, the intercessors do start to make them look a little bit small. Now we've accelerated full throttle into the heart of the review, whereby I will drop a gear and discuss all of the rules for these Warbikers. Of course, you'll find them in the fast attack section of your codex, which is very much swamped with all the buggies nowadays, but they are a power points cost of a 4 and a points cost of 23 points per model. Not too bad, really. Now, what do you get for these points? Well, you get one of the fastest units in the army. They have a movement speed of 14 inches, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 5+, strength 4, toughness 5, 2 wounds, 2 attacks, leadership 6, and a save of 4+. That's alright, you know, good toughness. They have only got 2 wounds though, but their weapon skill's nice at 3+. You can also have a boss on a warbike. The difference being is the boss has a strength 5, 3 wounds, 3 attacks and a leadership 7. It's quite a decent upgrade. So the unit contains 3 Warbikers. It can include up to 3 additional Warbikers for power rating +3, up to 6 additional Warbikers for power rating +7, or up to 9 additional Warbikers for a power rating of +10. You read that right, you can have 12 Warbikers in a unit. A boss nob on Warbike can take the place of 1 Warbiker. Each model rides a Warbike equipped with 2 Daka guns. So, the Daka guns then, they're range 18 inch, assault 3, strength 5, AP 0 and a damage of 1. The main difference between those and the big shooters, of course, is the half of the range, which does suck a little bit. Would be nice if they had the same profile as the big shooters, but there we go. They have the sluggers, which work as normal, 12 inch range, pistol 1, strength 4, AP 0 and damage 1, and the choppers, which is strength of the user, AP 0, damage 1, and you can make 1 additional attack with the weapon, and the stick bombs, 6 inch range, grenade d6, strength 3, AP 0 and a damage of 1. Any model may take a slugger and or chopper. The boss nob on Warbike may replace his chopper and slugger with items from the nob weapons list. Any model may take stick bombs. Abilities, here we go, mob rule, Daka Daka Daka. Keywords, Ork, Biker, Speed Freaks and Warbikers. So there you go. They're not that special. The best thing about them is the number of attacks, because if you've given them choppers and things, then you know, they can be hitting with 3 attacks each. Their toughness is good, the save is alright, but their wounds are quite low. So unlike the Outriders, they can't pump out nearly as many attacks. You need to get them in close combat as much as possible, and you also need to have a big unit of them. Rolling around with 3 of them just isn't going to cut it from a range point of view and from an assault point of view. I would go for bare minimum of 6, because then you've got 12 wounds, backed up with a Death Killer Wartrike if you can, or some buggies. But really they will shine in close combat if you're able to get them there. But without an invulnerable save, and the save of being 4+, yeah, you may well take some casualties with this unit. And as I say, they really come into their own when you get sort of 12 of them with you know, 3 attacks each. Then you're going to be pumping out almost 40 attacks there. I wish that they had an ability. They don't have any ability other than the here we go mob rule and Daka Daka Daka. I think that they should have had something like Roar of Engines or Billowing Smoke, something that gives them a 5+ invulnerable save or makes them a little bit more survivable, or even affects morale. Say if they had a unit of 6 or more and they called Biker Clan or something, Biker Gang, that would be fantastic, and that affected your enemy's morale. I think that would be a nice little ability, but maybe in the next update. What do you guys think of the Warbikers? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below as always. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. For Gork and Mork.